Good evening, church. Okay, it's so nice to be here this evening. Before I go ahead, I'd like to ask a question. The ladies and the men in the house, if you know you carefully submit your hair for a barber that is still learning how to cut his hair to barb your hair, let me see you wave. Okay, nobody. Ladies, we like to look beautiful. So who is going to be good enough to try out a new hairdresser? Or somebody, a tailor that is still learning? Nobody, right? Or you comfortably sit in a car and be sure, okay, they tell you this driver, he's still a learner, he's learning how to drive. Who is going to be comfortable to sit in that car? Nobody. How come we have all become doctors in this age? We prescribe drugs for ourselves. The worst is that you see educated people going to chemist stores to say, I have headache, my back is doing this one, my leg is doing this one, and they'll write drugs and give you. No, the way they say it is me, they will mix the drugs and give you. And you'll be drinking it religiously as a very wonderful person that you are. You can't even go and meet a professional. These are some of the things we like to look at. I know some people look at it and they say they have reasons why they want to do that. But let's see the dangers and other things attached to it. Can I have my slides, please? Okay, introduction. Medication, self-medication simply refers to taking drugs or treating symptoms without prescription from a trained medical personnel or intermittent or continued use of prescribed drugs for chronic or recurrent disease symptoms. I'm going to stigma around self-medication because some may say I've not visited a chemist before, but I'm sure everybody here at one point or the other in time I said I'm feeling headache, you go and buy paracetamol and all of that and take. Now we can say, the symptoms are very minor. Is it just because I'm having headache or I'm having cough and I'll go to the chemist? Or we can say, I don't have time for hospital protocol. You go from records to get folder to this one, and we feel like we don't have the patience for it. We can even say time, how will I leave work now just to go to the hospital and complain of a minor ailment? Or say, I don't have enough cash on me right now. I think it's actually cheaper to get the missed drugs by the chemist and treat myself. Or you feel like, I've had this kind of illness before, and I bought drugs to work, so why will I need to go to the hospital? Now, there are some common drugs we say like anti-malarial drugs. Everybody in this age and dispensation knows when malaria comes, and we're always 100% sure. But it's very wrong because, truthfully, it's not always the case. I think when I was a student, in one of the community postings we had, one of my classmates was so sure she had malaria, and we had test strips available there. So we said, okay, you have malaria, why don't you just test yourself? The strips are here, you're not paying for it, just test yourself. She said, okay. And she did the test, and my brethren, it was negative. She wasn't suffering from. She would have bought drugs and treated malaria. Now, we take cough syrup. I'm coughing, next thing, cough syrup. Or blood tonic. I've been feeling weak these days. I don't have enough blood in my body. Let me buy blood capsule, blood tonic, aspirin, for all of us. We know all of them. Okay. Then another one that is even common, I have eye problem. Okay, thank you, ma. I have eye problem. I can't see very well. You go and buy glasses in the market. Or antibiotics. If you have boil on your eye, what's the next thing you buy? Ampiclos, we all of them, right? And I have also next thing, omeprazole, you buy one of the things. And these things are seemingly, as they look safe, there are challenges that come with it. Next. They assume benefits. You feel like, it's so easy to buy drugs now. I don't need to go and queue up in the hospital. So you buy it, you save time and all of that. You may feel, I drank it the other day, I took the drugs and I felt way better. I didn't feel bad. You may even feel like, it takes care of it. And actually, the truth is that sometimes you take it and you are okay, right? Is it not true? It's true, right? Okay. Or you may feel like it makes you have this sense of, you feel like you're playing an active role in taking care of it. I had malaria the other day, I bought drugs, I took it, and I'm fine now. It makes you feel good about yourself. Okay. Now, there are some dangers that come with it. The truth is that as simple as it looks and as uncomplicated as it looks, there are things that you may not know that can arise from this and could be very dangerous to your health. Now, incorrect diagnosis. You're not a doctor. And let me let you know something. In Nigeria, once you feel headache, fever, back pain, the next thing you call it malaria. But there are many other sicknesses that come with similar symptoms. And when you have them and you are calling it malaria, you're treating malaria, something else is happening in your blood system. And when you now get in your system, body system, by the time you get to the hospital, it has gotten to a worse form. And then it becomes a more complicated. The time you're trying to avoid, you will spend more because you'll be hospitalized, my brother. You will spend more money. That money, you will even spend 10 times more than what you spent initially. Now, when you make this incorrect diagnosis, you're now masking a more severe disease. And there's delay in giving appropriate treatment for what is actually wrong with you. And you can even choose the wrong choice of treatment. Let me shock you. The common malaria that looks so simple to you, there's a different treatment. There's something they call acute malaria, there's severe malaria, and there are different treatments for them. It's not the same thing. But now, once you have malaria, coartem is the next thing. Drugs can interact with each other. Drug interactions, that's what we call them. Now, there are some drugs you take together, and one makes one makes the quantity of the other one in the bloodstream to be higher than what it's supposed to be. It can be potentially dangerous. Some reduces it, and it becomes another challenge. These things come with different problems. But how will you know? Doctor, when no go school, how are you going to know that those ones will happen? You're the self-proclaimed doctor, now you not see those parts. Now, adverse effects of drugs. There's something called Reye syndrome that you can see in children. Even this codeine that people abuse up and down these days. You don't know that all these drugs that have psychotropic effects, in that they help you get high and all of that, they also have their own problems. Like there are things they call withdrawal symptoms. When you try to stop them, some of them react severely, and you see people doing crazy things and funny things because of the kind of drugs they've taken, and you don't understand that these things come with serious issues. Then there's drug dependence and tolerance. Drug dependence, like now, some people, it was very common, I think about 4 weeks ago, the issue of codeine in cough syrup, and people have been abusing it. They now take it. From one article I read online, one man said he sells about 1 million bottles of cough syrup with codeine in 1 week. And you begin to wonder who buys these things. It's actually people that buy it and they use it. And that is a serious problem. Our youths are getting addicted these days. And let me not blame them. We've been saying so much about parenting. Why wouldn't they even start doing that? When once they cough, Mom, you will go and buy cough syrup and give them. What example are you giving that child? Next slide, please. There is drug overdosage and underdosage. You may not take the accurate dose and it doesn't take care of anything. Then incomplete dosage. Everybody is guilty of this one. Once you start taking medication and you feel a lot better, you throw the drugs away. Who tries to finish their drugs? Nobody. I have some righteous people in the crowd, but really I know most of us, even me sometimes, I get tempted to finish. But the truth is that when you don't complete these drugs, there's something called drug resistance. Now, the microorganism in your system develops resistance against that antibiotic. And when you are now giving it another time, it's not going to work. And this is the danger, the potential danger that comes out of it. Now, there's something, loss of body parts. This one is a very common one. In the hospital, you see many people losing a foot. You're diabetic and you have a little injury on the leg. Instead of going to the hospital for proper treatment, chemist, you guys are the worker the other day, hit my leg somewhere. The chemist will now dress the wound without any knowledge. The leg gets bad. And sometimes it gets so bad and becomes gangrenous that it gets rotten and they have to cut it off so that they have to amputate it so that it doesn't spread to other parts of the body. And this is something that could have been easily managed if the person had gone to the hospital for proper treatment. Sometimes it even results in death. A few days ago, we lost a 21-year-old boy in the hospital because he was feeling sick. He went to a chemist, bought drugs. He didn't get any better. He went to another chemist. The brother went to another chemist, but by the time they brought him, he was unconscious. And after less than 2 days, the young man died. The way forward, we've talked so much about the potential dangers. And in as much as you look at it and you feel like there are benefits that come from it, I can assure you the dangers are much more. And the truth is that you may be free, but you never can tell if you're the one that will become the scapegoat one day and will use your story to talk to other people. God forbid. But let's do our own part. Know the names of drug and the dosage of every drug you're taking is very, very important. So that even if anything is coming up, they will know how to attend to it. Finally, in conclusion, health is wealth. Remember something, no amount of time or money or anything you spend on your health is ever too much. It is always worth it. Thank you for listening and thank you for your time.